Hey guys, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we're always talking about cash flow deals. For the first time you underwrite a property, we're looking for deals that only cash flow, but also deliver returns for you and for your investors. This is especially critical for people doing their first deal. I'm not a big fan of doing single family homes or putting big amounts of money into properties that don't throw off cash. Really, I often coach people to get into 12 plus units as their first deal. While it may seem a little scary for a first size deal, here are 5 reasons why. Now, there are more reasons, but I'm only going to cover these first 5. Number one, lower cost per door. As you go into larger multifamily properties in a given asset class and market, the cost per door keeps decreasing as compared to the cost of a regular single family home in that area. So for example, if there is a B class 12 unit apartment building in a B class area, the cost per door in a typical Midwest city like Cleveland Heights, Ohio might be $55,000 a door. A home in the same area starts at $75,000 and goes up from there, of course, depending on the size and some of the features of the home. Depending on the amenities you can offer in a multifamily deal, like say a community center or a gym or even upgraded security, all these things control the income of the asset and hits your NOI, right? So that's the first thing. You get scale. Secondly, you get to install professional property management. If you're looking to scale your portfolio of real estate, implementing professional property management is an absolute must, not only for their ability to manage tenants, but also so you can rely on their track record too when it comes to the lending side of things. If you're going to go to the single family route, you know that having 12 different homes in 12 different areas with 12 different roofs and various demographics, it's very difficult to manage. You have to understand all these different moving parts. It becomes even more difficult to have single family homes uh, as you continue scaling them. If you have homes in various parts of the city, you need to become familiar with all the local landlord tenant laws and deal with eviction courts and things like that as well. Instead, having a professional property management company that interacts with your tenants, handles the collections, and maintains the property is easier to do. It's easier to scale that business. Number 3, greater cash flow. Cash flow in the multifamily space is driven by units. The more units you have, the more cash flow you get. The great thing about many units is that if the property is being managed well and you put a little increase into the units, it'll impact the overall gross income substantially. So for example, if you have that same 12 unit apartment building and you increase the rents by $25 a unit, you'll have another $3,600 annually. And this grows exponentially if you have more units. So, but it doesn't really end there. Because you have so many units, you can also install coin-operated laundry and to drive some additional income as well. So, and then larger deals, as you continue scaling even up from that, you can put in other amenities like vending machines and reserve parking. And I've talked about other little amenities you can do and other materials. So be sure to check those out. Number 4, income stability. If your tenant decides to leave that single family rental that I discussed a second ago, that you are now at 100% vacancy. The income of that property goes to zero, and it takes you, like say, 3 to 4 weeks at best to turn the unit, run the advertising, interview tenants, and get it filled. In a multifamily deal, if you lose a tenant, you'll still be cash flowing. You know, you even at a 12 unit, you're at 8.3% vacancy. You can still pay the note, cover your expenses, and even have plenty of money left over. In a multifamily deal, you're not nearly as exposed financially as a single family deal. Number 5, friendly financing. When you're getting into these larger deals, it's actually easier to finance than a fourplex or even a single family home. This is because in the smaller deals, the bank is looking closely at income. Since these two types of deals, the single family fourplexes, they're considered residential, they look at your ability to make the payments. The bank is looking at your borrowing power, your income, and your credit report. As you move up to 5 units and beyond, financing deals becomes much easier. If the deal is good and strong, under $1 million, your local community bank would probably love to see it. If you're getting into deal over $1 million, you can leverage a larger lender or maybe even get into a small balance loan program like Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae, depending on your track record or the track record of one of your partners if you bring a partner along, which I highly recommend. There are other long-term fixed rate financing availability from HUD and other larger banks that and private lenders and hedge funds that can need to put large sums of money to work, and they're always looking for good-sized deals to get them rolling. Some lenders will even do interest only to allow you time to stabilize the deal and cash flow it even more. Because remember, an interest only deal, you're only paying the interest, not paying the principal plus the interest. And in this case, they're not looking for so much at your personal income as much as they're looking at your team and your ability for success of that team, right? Anyway, are you looking to get into your first deal? Have you done something small? Now you want to do something bigger? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you like this content, please go ahead, give it a thumbs up, and share it. Also, check out the Bulletproof Cashflow podcast on iTunes and Stitcher, and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. We're working on getting new material to you guys every day and really help you build success in the world of multifamily. Anyway, be great, guys. Talk to you soon.